Most buyers aren't having a lot of luck in this market, and according to our next guest, it's not what you think. Please welcome real estate executive Bryan Garrity.
Big Daddy is back. What's up, my man?
Good.
All right, here this is probably the most important topic in San Diego real estate right now is why so many buyers are not
being buyers.
Consummate a
There
transaction.
There you go. Absolutely. It's pretty crazy. We're in a very, very Wild West kind of market, a market that people said 10 years ago we'd never see again after everything imploded. And obviously, again, as a precursor, 10 years ago is very different than today. That was a whole different crisis related to something else. But now we have the supply and demand, the basic premise of economics slapping us in the face all over the place.
Yeah.
So yeah, in San Diego, it's rough. The inventory, like the price points 200,000 or below has basically disappeared. It's a sprinkling of that. Then you've got like the 200,000 to 300,000, a little bit better sprinkling. But really, I would say the average buyer at this point is somewhere between 500,000 and 600,000. So going back to what we talked about a couple months ago about the theory that at some point in San Diego could be like pre-industrial revolution age, that unless you're wealthy, you're not going to own.
Well,
I don't
San
know.
Francisco.
I'm starting to like, ever since we've had that segment, it's been more and more and more reinforced. And I hear agents daily. I don't know why I can't get my buyer's offer accepted. I don't know why I can't get my buyer in a deal. You got to know what you're doing. I'm not saying those people don't know what they're doing, although there are plenty that don't, unfortunately. And that's something like cautionary tale. Use somebody who knows what they're doing, number one. But number two, the supply is just not there. The demand's there, but the supply is not even close to covering it.
Well, let's talk about when you say competitive market, you're talking about a competition. The competition is to see who gets to buy the house.
That's correct.
And so there's a lot of different reasons. At the end of the day, the homeowner makes that decision.
That's correct.
They choose which offer to accept.
They do. And in fairness, and this is happening a lot with buyers, there's not a lot of transparency. So no matter what property you submit an offer on, you are almost automatically getting hit back with a multiple counter. And what that means is there's more than one offer on the property. I don't care what property it is. I don't care what agent it is. It's 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a multiple. Like,
is it true though every time?
No, it can't be. Can't be. I wrote on one that had been on market 72 days, no price reduction, no change in anything, nothing, zero. As soon as our offer hit, which was accepted, but it was an aggressive offer, but I get a phone call saying, oh, you know what? We got 2 other offers in at the same time. I don't know. Oh, you know what? We're pulling our offer. And I'd already talked to the buyers about it. I said, just wait, you'll see. So said we're pulling the offer. Hour later, I get a call back from the agent. Seriously, the other offers had disappeared, and they wanted to entertain ours. So really, it goes to the lack of transparency that's there. You've got to really know what you're doing. And in some cases, you're hedging a bet. Some cases, you are. And that doesn't sound, no matter how educated I am or another agent is or how proficient they are, remember, the home seller is going to make the ultimate decision. There are listing agents such as myself that follow that protocol. The home owner, seller, is your boss when you have the listing, not the other way around. You're there to advise and help them make proficient decisions. Same thing with the buyers, though. When you're working with the buyers, they're your boss at the end of the day. If they call in and they want to see 6 or 7 properties, you have to be on the stick and get them out there. So as a buyer in today's market, number one, I'm going to tell you honestly, having an agent that is readily available, absolutely proficient, and no matter how busy they are willing to accommodate you. If you can't get that, you need to get a different agent, period. And it almost sounds like everything's on fire, but basically if you want to get into a house and you know it's the house that you want, you better treat it like that, because that house will slip right through your fingers. I mean, things are sitting on market 3, 4, 5 days or less. 3 days meaning 3 days before they get offers in. So as a buyer, you need to watch these ding-dong agents that are out there that will just snag whoever, bring them, not really understand what they're doing, not understand how to write a contract, not understand how to engage in discourse with another agent, and hopefully the other agent is able to engage in discourse with you. But
you have to have a really good feel, though, because to be able to
You
call out that
have
agent,
to.
like you said, you noticed that it was on the market 72 days.
No price reduction.
No price reduction.
No changes.
No reason.
Right.
For that all of a sudden.
What would cause that? Yeah, there would be no precipitating factors to make that change. Had they had a price reduction, had there been something tangible, I would have hedged my bet a little differently. But I just knew it wasn't possible. Okay, wait. In fairness, I have had one of my listings that kind of sat there. I don't know what it was, the building, whatever. But boom, all of a sudden, like 45 days in, same day, 4/20, April 20th, two offers came in. So, look, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it cannot. And we had also had a price reduction, by the way.
There you go.
So yeah, I was saying, like, so it's not magic. It's just a matter of really getting somebody that's proficient. Somebody's gonna be able to work with you, and also somebody that understands your needs. Like, people will come to you and say, no, I'm not gonna get pre-approved for a mortgage until I find the house. Well, then you shouldn't be working with that person as an agent. And as a buyer, that's the first thing you should do. You should definitely get pre-approved. Know what you're gonna be in for in terms of a payment.
Yeah, because there's nothing that says you have to have a pre-approval before you write an offer.
No.
And if people are out there writing offers, and then, because I just wonder how many buyers have been screwed by that situation.
Plenty.
Where, we have multiple, offers, you need you to, and they're just
price,
like way up there to the maximum they can afford.
Totally, it's squeezing them. It's squeezing them. To me, what pains me the most, and I mean this, is I don't want anybody. Look, I want my home sellers to get the most robust offer always, and we do, because we handle the matters right. On the buy side, you have to shift gears. You have to shift gears, you have to shift thinking, but you cannot eliminate that listing agent experience or role that you will have with your other clients. It comes in handy on the buy side, but you can't treat the two the same. You've got to be able to shift. You have to. And as a buyer, you've got to know, like, this is the problem. People are so panicked that they've got to be in the metro area, which is fantastic. That's where a majority of my business is. So you want to be in the metro area. Perfect. Well, that's slim pickings. So the definition of the metro area, basically at this point, is as far out as La Mesa. La Mesa has become a hopping place. And houses are $600,000 and $620,000. I mean, and I'm talking about not anything decent, nice, flip, okay, but not spectacular. It's not a mansion. Sold one in UTC for $830,000. We were like 1950s tract home. It's like, welcome to San Diego. But as a buyer, in that example, you would have thought they were giving the property away. It was insane. And the agents that didn't know, so we had 11 offers. Let's use that as an example. This is a good one. We had 11. So how do you eliminate? How do you pick? My goal always is to not multiple. Some people say, oh, you're leaving money on the table by not doing that. No, you're not. What you do is you filter through, look at what the down payment is, which I want to say, just because somebody's putting less than 20% down, doesn't matter. If they're approved, they're approved. This is a reason why I'm saying pre-approval is so important up front. And there are some mortgage companies that underwrite you in like 6 hours. Literally, you have a full loan commitment and approval. That's the kind of robust stuff that you need going in. So in this case, because of the number of offers, we were looking at what the down payment was. What were the escrow? Because terms matter. Agents are all focused on price. That's great. Highest offer, perfect. Highest offer is not always the best offer. It just isn't. So how do you close the gap? How do you make that up? How do you get your offer accepted? By having an agent who's on the stick, who's prepared, who has you prepared as a buyer, so you're pre-approved, you find the house you want, you go through the offers like I was telling you, because I don't think it's fair to the people that have 5 or 10% down.
You counter to the offer that you like the best, to the buyer that you like the best, so you would say, hey, we got a higher offer from someone over here, but if you'll match it, we like you better as the buyer. Is that how you kind of negotiate something like that?
Sort of. As long as everything else makes sense. So terms, like, is there a loan contingency? Okay, by contract, you have 21 days. I'm not tying a seller up for 21 days. No way. So as a buyer's agent, I always tell the buyer, this is why you have to have your financing in order, because we're going to cut your time frames back on your contingencies, which is when your deposit's protected, because you're tying up somebody's property for every day that you're in your due diligence period, your contingency period, you're tying up that seller's property every day. So I don't think it's fair to the seller, and I don't think it's fair to the buyer either, because every day that they're involved in that contract is every day other properties are slipping through their fingers as well. So the terms matter. So you need to cut back contingencies. Do we need to explain those?
No, that's good. Yeah,
so the contingencies on there, cut back your loan contingency. Your appraisal, you have a lot of agents now on listings. They will be like, oh, we have multiple offers. We're going to take the one that doesn't have an appraisal contingency. What does that signal to somebody right off the bat? So you're the listing agent, you have multiple offers, and you lack that much confidence in the offer you want to accept that you have to have them release their appraisal contingency. That's troublesome to me. That's troublesome, because you're basically saying, we don't care if your buyer overpays. That's their problem, not ours. Going back to the multiple situation, while you're looking at down payment, 5, 10, 15, or more, the higher the down payment, if there's any shortage on an appraisal, which I haven't had, I have not had it, honestly. I've had one in maybe 10 years, but because I know what I'm doing, and I don't just throw an offer in and hope it gets accepted. My offers are aggressive, they're robust, the price is always right in there, or very, I think that's too when you're working with a buyer's agent. If they don't have listing agent experience, I know everybody wants to be a listing agent. I say it's healthy to have both, just so you have experience in both, because you have to shift gears when you're representing a buyer versus a seller. And that's easy enough to do, but like we were saying, highest offer is not always the best offer. So when you have multiples like that on mine, I try to avoid the multiple, only because it's not fair to all those other people that are sitting there, that they get that multiple counter and think like, ooh, we have a chance, when they probably don't. So get rid of the ones that you know aren't going to have a chance. It's not fair to those people. I don't think it's fair. What, you're going to tie somebody up on a multiple and have them go ask family for $100,000 so they can meet your unrealistic needs? Then don't buy that property. Don't do it. Don't do it. Listen to me. Don't get yourself in a bad situation. It will piss me off. I'm serious. I don't want people in a bad situation.
I don't know if you can tell or not, but Bryan can talk. And if you would like to hear more from Bryan, Big Daddy Radio.
Yes, it's going to be.
It's live. It's on Facebook. Just look at Big Daddy Radio live. Just look that up on Facebook. Find the page, like it, and you can hear more from Big Daddy. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thursday at 3, my friend.
Really
appreciate it.
You. Fantastic
you too.
stuff.
All right.
And of course, stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else. Commercial free.